Imagine, I have lived in Nepal for 2 years now, here in Lalitpur, and last month was the very first time I visited the Golden Temple. And I have to say that I fell in love with this temple almost straight away. It is gorgeous. Anyway, today we will be exploring the Golden Temple here in Patan. It's just a stone's throw from Patan Durbar Square. I'm standing outside now on what I consider to be the exit because inside it's quite busy. There's a lot of tourists and a lot of tour guides, and I don't want to disturb anyone, so I'm just standing somewhere where it's calm. Although we Westerners call it the Golden Temple, and I'm gonna have to read this, guys. It's actually called Hiranya Varna Mahivar. And Hiranya, I can't. It basically, so that name basically means golden colored great monastery. It is thought that the temple was built in the 12th century by King, and I have to read this as well, Bhaskar Verma. Depending on where you read this information, it was the 12th century or the 14th century. I don't know. It's either of those. Now, why was this monastery built? Well, that's actually a really interesting story. It is built because right on this spot in either the 12th or the 14th century, there was a golden mouse or a golden rat that was chasing a cat. Yes, a mouse or a rat chasing a poor little biralo. And because seeing that is crazy, they decided to build a golden temple on that spot. Now, was it a mouse or a rat? Well, you don't really know, because from my friend, I understand that in parts of South Asia there is no distinction between a mouse and a rat. So it could have been a mouse, it could have been a rat. Would have been cooler if it was a mouse chasing a cat. Although this is obviously a Buddhist monastery, when you go inside you will see a lot of Hindu statues as well. Like for instance on the main gate, you can see a Bhairab, and a Bhairab is a protector. He protects people, he also takes away fear. You can also see Shiva and Vishnu on one of the doors. And like with so many other temples here in Nepal, Buddhism and Hinduism really go hand in hand. Now, one of the things that's really special about this temple is that, you know, the priest here is like 10 years old. I'm not kidding. The priests at the Golden Temple are younger than 12 years old. So every single priest is younger than 12. They have to serve as a priest 1 month a year, and they have to be of Shakya descent. Well, Shakya is actually an ancient Eastern sub-Himalayan ethnicity and clan. I mean, the clan is ancient. Iron Age ancient. There is also proof that there once was a Shakya Republic, as they were organized in Ganasanga, which is an aristocratic oligarchic republic. This was at about 500 BC. And the Shakya were actually neighbors of the Malacca, which is now the Malla clan. And Malla, you will hear a lot of Nepal, and especially in Nepali history. Today, the Tharu people, they claim descent of the Shakya. The Tharu people are people that live in the Terai in the south of Nepal, where Chitwan is, but also here in Kathmandu with the Newari people, there are people who have the surname Sakya, and they also claim descent of the Shakya tribe or clan. Okay, so what do the Shakyas or the Sakyas have to do with Buddha? Well, Buddha was born in Lumbini, and Lumbini was part of the Shakya kingdom. In fact, in China, Korea, Japan and Tibet, Buddha might also be known as Buddha Sakyamuni instead of Siddhartha Gautama, which we know him here as in Nepal. Buddha Sakyamuni means Buddha, sage of the Sakyas. Okay, so now we cleared up the whole Shakya thing. What about the fact that the priest has to be younger than 12 and the fact that he has to serve 1 month a year? Well, the priest has to be younger than 12 because it is believed that children, so kids younger than 12, they do not lie, they do not steal, they do not kill, they do not drink, and they do not smoke. So they're basically pure, which is why they can serve in the temple. Every single boy, every single priest has a helper, and these helpers are young men, maybe in their they're late teens, early 20s, and they help the priest with his daily duties. So the priest has to go around the temple once every morning and once every evening. And in the morning, the priest actually has to show a mirror first to the main deity in the temple, and then to the people who are gathered there to pray or to bring offerings. And this is just to see your humanity and to take away bad thoughts. Life as a Shakya priest is not always very easy. Like I said, he needs to get up early in the morning, he needs to close down the temple with his rounds. But also, whenever he goes to the toilet, he needs to completely bathe himself, because otherwise he's not pure enough to take part in the temple. On the other hand, it's also a very prestigious thing to be a priest of the Golden Temple here, especially for a boy. So 1 month a year they are top dog, which is actually quite nice for them as well. As mentioned, every single priest serves only for 1 month a year. After 12 months, the assistant priests actually have to organize a large festival. It's called Samyak, and the Samyak Festival is held on Nag Pahal every single year, and it is an almsgiving festival. So on the square they put up hundreds of Dipankara Buddhas, and people have to go around the Buddha and donate money to every Buddha, give food to the priests or to the Buddhas, etc. Another really cool thing to know is that the Prajna, I'm gonna have to read this, Prajna Paramita is stored inside this temple. Now this is a very sacred Buddhist text, and it is no less than 800 years old. Now this text is restored every 3 years, and the next time it will be restored is in 2023. So yeah, this is the Golden Temple. I know a lot of tourists just go to Kathmandu, don't even set foot in Patan. Patan is definitely my favorite of the two, and I would really recommend people coming here to Patan, even if it's just to see the Golden Temple. Another thing that's very important is that when you go to the Golden Temple, it's important to exit through a different door than the one through which you entered. That is why in a lot of temples, like for instance Mahabuddha, you enter through one gate and you exit through a smaller, less ornate gate. That's all for this week. I will see you again next week with more information on Nepali history, on temples, on legends, and on lore. See you. Bye.